I always watch this, and then all of a sudden I was going to go one time. I took my 29 Dodge and curtains after that. This is my 21st trip.
Biggest tip for the rookies, well, there's 3 S's for this whole thing. Start on time, stay on the course, stay on the speed.
This is where it gets exciting. 3, 2, 1, go.
We can make it through day 1. We can make it through 8 more days of this, and we kind of have a better understanding of what's going on, and still that just complete enthusiasm and adrenaline.
And actually every stop, the lunch or the end of the day, it was like a hero's welcome. When you're pulling into these stops, you have the big entourage of the great race folks and the finish line, but you also have the side of the streets are lined up with people, ready for you to come in and hear the story.
My soul, I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, score. We understand we do not have a score for you at checkpoint 5. Yes. Okay, well that was my
How did you miss it?
We ended up missing one of the turns. David was a navigator in their vehicle, and I was a navigator in our vehicle. We compared notes quite often, and the way to handle things, the math throughout the whole process. We bounced ideas off of each other there, and it was just nice to have someone there and say, "Is this completely right, or is this off the wall, or what are your thoughts on this?" So that was.
And it was like.
We've all learned lessons today.
I can remember bits and pieces of thought, wow, this is amazing, this is really neat. But while you're being timed, while you're on the clock, you're really not focusing a whole lot on the scenery, or not taking it as much as you would if you were just on a casual road trip. And the times that I can think of a couple of times when I know I did get distracted by, looking at barns or what's behind the barn, or there's a car on the side of the road, and then all of a sudden you miss something important. And then you don't know where you're at, and that's when you hope the person in front of you and behind you didn't do the same mistake, and you can gauge yourself off of them.
Whatever, but we really, some of these people don't get it. They know that fenders and tops are for wimps.
Yeah. That's neat, and it's a challenge. Yeah. Obviously, you start off, you think, well, I'm just going to go and enjoy it, and about 30 minutes into it, you think, I want to win this thing.
There were a couple of nights that we'd have both vehicles at the pit area and working on them or getting them ready for the next day. And needless to say, the guys had a lot more mechanical difficulties than we did, but we were still out there with them.
Yeah, I forgot. We're working on it for the fun of it. Teamwork.
There you go.
But it is a lot when you're in a vehicle for 9+ hours with a person and you're relying on each other to direct and take directions and work together in that sense. I mean, it's almost like a marriage, you just have to work on it.
I don't really want to talk about it because every time we've talked about it, we actually jinx ourselves.
True.
So no score talking today until the end.
Until the end, until we get the sheet. The guys are having problems. Sounds like alternator problems. So not quite sure what the scoop is yet. They're busy working.
I have an alternator in our trailer, but not here with us. We had an awesome night last night. Everybody is on a high. We actually visited my home city, Canada, Ontario, and then motored on to Kingston this morning. We're right on the Lake Ontario. This will be first time the competitors have seen Lake Ontario. They've seen Lake Huron, Lake Michigan. They got a peek at Lake Superior. We're going all the way around the Great Lakes, and this is a fabulous setting. We're right in downtown Kingston. We're opposite the historic City Hall. Confederation Basin is in my back, and there'll be thousands of fans here today to watch the arrival of the cars. 82 cars still to roll here through Kingston today. You know, they're all favorites. Every car has a story to tell.
Met a lot of the other racers and became good friends, and that kind of also helps break up the linked at the arm all day.
Yeah, and I think being the only all-girls team didn't hurt either, because I know in the classic car hobby there aren't a lot of females, which is kind of depressing, I would have to say, but it's nice to know that we have that support and to let other people see that support too.
Not terrible for as rough of a morning as we had. And this one, I'm trying to think of what that was. Ready? High five.
As we got further along the route, the days became warmer and warmer. Mm-hmm. And also with the toolbox in the front of the Model A, the latch had broken, which I still haven't fixed, by the way. I saw that. And I have the parts.
You get a bracket cord, though.
That's right. And the lid flipped up, which basically blocked half the airflow across the radiator. Not realizing that happened at the time, the car starts overheating. And long story short, I don't know if the head gasket blew, which then caused it to overheat, or if the car overheated, which then blew the head gasket. And we made it through. We were able to nurse it through the end of the day. But then we changed the head gasket that day.
Every night, they share engines. Competitors share engines. And they pat each other on the back when they win against each other. That's the spirit of America. That's what old cars about. That's what the old car hobby is about. And that's great racing.
We're feeling pretty good. We're in 7th place in the Sportsman. We think we're going to move up from there. The day of the rain, we missed the final check. We got on the freeway, and so it really screwed us up for a bit. It's all good.
Even when the car wasn't running, it was all good.
Good.
We were together and working with great people and getting the car running. So.
And a lot of these cars were back when I was a kid, so I've enjoyed it a lot.
Every single car in the Great Race has a story. Every single family has a story. Why they're here, what this car is about. You know, the fun stories are when a car breaks and then they fix it, or during the rally, you know, they do a wrong turn, they realize it, they get back in, there's 7 cars back, what they do to catch up. The stories are endless, the history is endless, and that's what we do. We want to interact with people. Sure, it's about old cars, but no, it's not. It's about the old car people. And old car people are the best people in the world.